What's going on, guys? Don over at REI Automation Squad and Easy Button REI, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the potential to send a buyer's SMS blast with inside of Beast Mode CRM, and we're going to use some tools. They're going to be Click Send, Zapier, and your Beast Mode workspace. So we're going to talk through what that looks like and how to send it, and some suggestions if you decide to set this up. Now, prior to doing this video, you'll want to take a look at our other video on how we talked about sending a contact to a buyer's list or a contact list inside of ClickSend. Take a look at that video, make sure you've got that set up and you've got your buyers being added to your contact list inside of ClickSend before we look at doing this blast out to your list. So, once you've done that, you'll need to create a SMS Blast app. Now, what we've done here, it's a fairly simple app. We took the SMS Blast app that we had up here that all the workspaces come with. We came up here, clicked clone app. We cloned it, and then we named it Buyer's SMS Blast app. Now, inside of it, you'll see that we've adjusted and changed some fields once you get over to it. But nonetheless, this is the quickest way to have an app created and most of the fields that you're going to want to use. So, here's what one of the items looks like. We've got just the name, which I would normally put probably the street, city, state at a bare minimum, and then maybe the date of when you sent it out. And then you can see you've got your date field here, but it just makes it easy to look at when you're seeing it up here and looking at all your records when you're in the Blast app. So if I go back right here. So that's the easiest way to see it. And you're going to pick who actually is sending the blast out, the date, and then whatever the message is that you're going to send through Click Send. And then this is going to be the trigger. So the Send It button is what we've got set up to send out the text blast, and it will send this text message that you have here out to a contact list that you have within inside of Click Send. So if I go over here, you've got contact list right here, and that's what we'll be sending this text message to, whatever contact list we pick in the Zapier that we're about to set up. So first steps would be make sure you've watched the other video. You've got a contact list already set up, and you've got all this already set up first. Fill out the information, click the Send It button before you go to Zapier. You're going to want to have that. Once you have all that done, if you come over to Zapier, you're going to pick Podio as the first thing when an item is updated. You can see that right there. Choose your account. If you've never connected it, make sure you connect your Podio account and authorize it. You're going to go org, workspace, and so workspace name is going to be right up here. And then Buyer's SMS Blast app, that's that app that we just created. So all that had to be created and set up before, obviously, you click that SMS Send It button. And then because you've got all that set up, you can now go find a triggered item that this happened with, okay? And so if we're kind of scrolling through here, you can kind of see some of the data that it pulled from that push, from that button push. And so then afterwards, we're going to say, I want it to only fire. You can see only continue if the value of that text button equals send it, or contains, I should say send it, because I had an exclamation on it, so I did a contain. And then you're going to connect to your Click Send, and you're going to say send an SMS to your contact list inside of Click Send. So you got it right there. You choose your account, and you're picking the contact list right there. Message is going to be that message box that we had right here. And then you could have a date scheduling, time and date if you wanted to, and use a date field inside of Podio. But for now, I've got it to where it just sends. As soon as you click the button, it sends. Phone number. This is a phone number that is inside of ClickSend. So it's a dedicated phone number inside of ClickSend. You've got to have that already purchased, and then this is going to be the phone number that you want it to send from. Now you can hard code it like this, where you just put it in the Zapier, or if you wanted to, if you've got multiple phone numbers, you could add a field here where you say ClickSend phone number to use or something of that sort. Fill it in, and if you're going to be using different or multiple phone numbers, then that would be where you would want to pull it from in this trigger point. Point it to that field. And you can fill this in right here if you want with the custom string. You don't have to, but you can. Now, couple things to think about. Click send. I highly recommend that if you're going to do it this way, if you're going to send a picture link or anything like that, make sure that you use bit.ly or something like that to shorten the link, put it in here. And then inside here, hard-coded, I would probably set it up so that the stop ability or remove ability is hard-coded and nobody has to think about it. It's just part of the blast. So what am I talking about? The add an opt-out. So reply stop to opt-out. That little thing I would copy and paste right below here. So right here I would paste in reply stop. So copy this and paste. And so this text message will be whatever you write up, whatever link you shorten and put into that text message, and then this will always include the reply stop to opt out at the bottom. That way you don't get yourself in trouble with click send of people saying you're marketing and you don't have the approval to send them messages. Once you've got all that, click continue and you'll be able to turn on your Zap. So what is this doing? This is making it to where you have an app inside of your Podio workspace inside of beast mode where you can type up a property that you have under contract and go ahead and type up the information details of that property, provide that link if you want. Ideally, you don't provide a link because some of the carriers will filter you out if you have links in your text messages. So provide the details, click the send button, the blast will go out to your entire contact list, that buyers list that you have. And as mentioned in the prior video, your dedicated phone numbers, you'll receive your text messages back inside of the messenger right here, and you'll be able to text back and forth with anybody. However, if they call, it is not by default that you can call the number. So you'll want to reach out to click send and request that they set it up to forward to a number. Typically that's going to be a call rail number. They charge $15 a month to do that forward. But obviously if you're blasting out to a large buyers list, you want the ability to have them call you. And I would recommend that it's a call rail number that they're able to call you back. And the way that works is they would call the click send number, and because they're calling it, it will auto forward to the call rail number. So if you got questions around that and how you can use it, feel free to reach out to us, support at reiautomationsquad.zendesk.com. But this is a simple integration and app that you could create on your own to send out blast with your properties for your opted-in cash buyers list. Again, you need to have obviously the workspace with us. The Zapier account, $19 a month is the one we recommend currently at a bare minimum. And then the click send account. Having the phone number is roughly $1.60 something a month. And the text messages, you buy them in bulk, and they're anything from a cheap 1 cent per text to 2.5 cents, I think, if you don't buy a bunch of them when you send out the text. Reply backs are free, so it's just the outbound text. But that's the easy way to set up a blasting app inside of your workspace and be able to send out your properties as you get them under contract. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions around that. All right, take care.